Thank you for joining us. My guest today is a mentor for young girls, a leader, a businesswoman, and a community champion in matters rape, early child marriages, HIV, as well as gender-based violence. Please help me welcome Pacific Abongo. I tend to be with me here today.
Thank you very much.
So how have you been? The last time I saw you, I think it was about 2 years ago.
I'm doing fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do for the viewers out there who are meeting you for the first time?
My name is Pacific Abongo, and I'm a mother of many children.
But many children, you mean?
Biologically, I have 3.
Okay.
But in my house, I have so many children.
You've adopted?
I don't adopt, I just foster them.
Okay, are you foster?
I foster them in my house. Among them, there are many girls, very few boys. So I'm a mother of many children. I'm a leader in church. I'm also a leader in the community, and I'm also a mentor.
Okay. So when you say you have, for the children that you foster, there are a lot of girls than boys. What is the special interest in the girl child that you have?
I don't know whether I have interest or they have interest in me. Personally, I just find them coming to me. Some just request me to stay in my house. Yes, I do stay with them. But during this time, we see many challenges that is happening. As a mother, they always call me mommy, and I bring them just like my own, including my house help. So you'll not know who is the house help, who is my own child, and who are my nieces, who are my community back children, because back at home we call them daughters and brothers and sons. So you'll never know. But I have to deal with each one individually. And many a times at given point we sit down and we discuss issues that is relating to us. A few will be open and some will not be open. So when they are not open, I'll always call them in my bedroom and we start talking.
So what is it that drove you? What gap did you see and you realized somebody needs to pay a bit more attention to the girl child? What is it that you saw lacking that made you get interest in wanting to mentor the girls?
I have a testimony, personal experience. When I was growing up, I had my first baby at the age of 19, 20. That was a very young age. But in my house, I have so many children.
You've adopted?
I don't adopt. She's my daughter.
Or your sister?
I skipped a stage in life from one stage to the next.
You missed out?
Yes, I missed out. I came to realize that my parents were very harsh to me, and sometimes they could not allow me to talk or to share. The thing was that if you talk, if you make a mistake, you'll not be given room to.
You're never given room
chance even
to experience. So basically your personality does not really develop because you have people telling you how to think and what to do.
And the next thing was to get the cane first.
Of course.
Then you have to explain. After all, you not even have to explain. The next thing is you work.
So as you grow, that sort of affects your self-esteem as an individual. Because you're growing up feeling that you're inadequate in a certain way. That's why you always need somebody to lead you through life or something. Because they never allowed you to experience and to make mistakes and to learn from them.
True.
So that was your experience.
That was my experience. And I imagine if my parents could be now, the current world we are living in Kenya today, I think they would be in prison. For child abuse.
They've called 911.
But in my house I have so many children.
You've adopted?
I don't adopt. But now I want to share my experience with this girl out there who also is undergoing through what is going through. This girl who was a child back at home. This girl who does not want to go to school. This girl who is also experiencing maybe lack of financial support. So there are many challenges that comes in, and that is why many would opt to come to my house. I know I cannot accommodate all of them.
That's true.
But
you're doing your best.
I'm doing my best.
And God bless your heart. I think you have such a huge heart.
Thank you.
So a lot of times when girls, like I remember my older sister, I hope she will kill me for this, she got pregnant very young and she couldn't really continue with her education. But today when I look at it, I'm like, come on, my mom or dad would have, like, took her back to school and have her complete her education, right? Because I think if she would have completed her education, her life today would have been different. I don't know. But she's doing well, whatever she is. So why is it that parents find it difficult, maybe after pregnancy, to take back the girl back to school and have her complete her education?
Yeah, now that one, it depends with the individual. I thank God my parents took me back to school.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they did. I was in college, of course, and they took care of the child, and they employed the house help, and they did everything. They asked me, do you want to go back to school? I said, yes. I went back to school, and they told me, don't go back to that man again. But of course, it's like...
Did you go back to that man again?
Did I go back?
At that age, you also think you...
I was scared.
Yeah.
And I developed a phobia for men.
For men?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was scared of men. I got scared.
Now all men became a problem?
Yes. I found them, they were monsters. I don't know. I could not...
They complicated
your
life.
They complicated my life.
Yeah.
I could not understand these men, even at my marriage life. I could not understand why these men, I would give them bad names, forgive me for the words.
Yeah.
But I did not understand why it happened. Yeah. And therefore, I just wanted to share my experience to those girls out there, that yes, it can happen, 1, 2, 3, and what are the challenges, what you can do to avoid one. But in my house, I have so many children.
So
you've
far,
adopted. I don't adopt.
Do you say, how is the response from the girls? Like when they come to you, at the end of the day, do they get satisfaction that they're able to talk to somebody? Because sometimes we just need somebody to listen to us, even if they're not offering a solution. We just need a listening ear. So how is that for them when they come to you?
I think they're so much free. They're so much free to me, even at church level. They would even call me and say they want to sing in a moment. So we'll go at a corner, we chat. Sometimes I invite them in my house, we take tea, we talk, and they'll even not end up telling me what they wanted to sing it. So we chat and they go.
Okay.
But later on, I would get some information from my daughter or from my children that, hey, Mom is so good. I tend to understand, I don't even understand why. When I invite them to the house now, it's like we are one big family.
Yeah.
And the problem, sometimes they don't share it out.
Yeah.
So I feel get relieved because something, whether it's maybe, for me, they have solved some problem in one way or the other. If somebody is able to cope or understand the mistake or the problem that he's having it, and later on this person is also able to cope or to look for the ways that she can be able to get it through. Yeah. For me, it's a plus.
That's good. So now, with the girls that you deal with, sometimes maybe you deal with girls from the slum and these other urban areas. So what would you say are the challenges, specific challenges uniquely to the girl child in the slums or in a disadvantaged background in terms of financial and socio-economic matters?
It's very challenging. First and foremost, you remember these girls, the teenage, I was talking of teenage age start from 13 maybe to 19. But now I tend to disagree a bit. It would even start as early as 7 years, 8 years, 9 years.
All right, what? I have a child 9 years old. Please don't give me a heart attack because I'm still celebrating. I have a couple of more years before I start.
Yes, you better.
Before I start getting nervous, you're making me nervous.
You better be prepared.
So it starts as early as by saying
7, 8, 9.
What do you mean by that?
I mean to say that these girls start even their early menstrual period as early as that age.
Okay.
They become mature minor at this early stage.
Mature minor?
Mature minor.
That is a new term.
That's a new term.
Okay.
They are minor, but they are mature.
They're mature.
They reason better. They know what to do. They know how sex is done. They know how to do, who to do what and how to do what.
So who do you blame for this, the exposure?
I don't know who's to blame. I don't know.
So what happens if a 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, they have all this exposure, and what type of a child, or what do you call it? A mature minor is this? How do you describe this person?
You'll start by seeing how she behaves. She wants to look like an adult.
Yeah.
If she wants to put up the makeup, she'll put and pretend as if she's one of the adults that she admires. Maybe she'll say, I'm Mommy, or I'm Madam so-and-so on the TV, the soap operas.
Yeah.
So she will identify herself with somebody who is mature and who she feels she's better off.
Okay.
So she dresses in a mature way. She could be having money that you don't know where she comes from.
Yeah.
An age of 13 and below or 15 and below is not working. And I wouldn't imagine where does she get the money.
And does that mean, because, like I said, I'm a mom.
But in my house, I have so many children.
You've adopted. So
I don't adopt.
Buy. You better take it back. Sure. You cannot walk in the house.
It starts with those
with something
small things.
I did not give. Or
Yeah.
the father did not give for that time.
Yeah.
So by the time a parent allows a young child maybe to own a phone or clothes or shoes or just things that they know they can't afford and the parents did not provide for them. So what is wrong with the parents, or are the parents even there for such kids?
At times they're there, at times they're not there. I'll start with those parents who are there, and I'll have to blame them. For the parents who are there back at home, and you see a child coming back with a pencil or a jumper, or maybe an earring from school. She went to school, and now she's back with the earring. You have to ask, did you go back with the earring? Are you allowed with the earring?
Do they give earrings as
Do they give earrings?
prize giving day or something?
This is not the pen I bought you. How are you being given? You know, when you start in a good way.
So could you say it's an oversight problem with the parents, because you just assume they don't take these things very seriously?
I'll blame ourselves as parents. Yeah. I'll blame the people in the community. And I will least blame the child.
Yeah.
Yes, the child has to be blamed, but not that much.
They need direction.
They need direction.
Somebody is failing in regards
Somebody
to
is
giving
failing
direction.
in the nurturing or bringing up of this child.
Yeah.
So we don't live in a community like before, but we are living like, you go to school, why are we taking our children to boarding school? You go to school because this child is tough-headed, I have to take you to boarding school.
And they think that is a solution.
And we are running from the responsibility
of being a parent.
Of being a parent. It's better you stay with your child, you see her grow up, and you see all the good and the bad things that you have to
help them in when they're developing their personalities and individualism.
Yeah.
So I know in your line of work, in your everyday, coming into contact with these girls, are there cases of maybe rape that you've handled?
Oh, that is not an exemption.
Are you trying to say it's a law?
Some of them are consented rape, some of them are not consented.
By consented rape, you mean?
I mean the girl accepted the rape, the sex. And for us, but in my house I have so many children.
You've adopted.
So it is. I don't adopt being abused sexually.
Yeah.
So there are many cases of these rape cases to the minors, and they end up having pregnancy. They end up having maybe like abortion, and most of the time septic. Because they don't go to the professional, they do it their own way.
So they either lose their life,
they have infection, damage their uterus, and sometimes they even end up not maybe having infection, of course, at the end of the day.
Okay, and that very very serious issue. I'd like us to take a break, and we'll be back with that in a moment.
Thank you.
You know, it's not easy for a parent when you go to see a doctor and you're told your son might go blind.
I knew I was different, but I didn't quite understand how different I was.
Mothers sometimes choose not to breastfeed because I believe they don't know the benefits of breastfeeding.
So I started thinking about it. I'm thinking, man, if I can get TB of the intestines, what about them? Do they know that there's something like that?
I would encourage people to, when they wake up, to take at least half a liter of warm water.
Serikali iwachilie hizo dawa watoto wanatumia zikuwe free.
I would advise the society to accept these children because nobody applied to have a child who has got disability.
Hizo mgonjwa vile nimepata sijajua na kuoa sana.
Mimi wajua I'm surviving with the 45% of my lung. This one may collapse.
If we could find a better way of just preventing TB transmission
what more can you give to someone, you know, who cannot see this world?
The World Health Organization estimates that at least 405,000 are added to this figure each year. Behind me is the modern version of the Manyata. It is a known fact that TB may and can affect anyone. As members of the Biotisho group sing their hearts out, they hold a clear message, that of restoring hope to the hopeless. And Angeline Kado for Health 101.
Experience, what would you say? Like when these victims, they go report to the police, are they taken seriously?
Like most of the cases that have come across, yeah, they're taken seriously. But now it depends with the mother. It depends with the child, because you can go to court, they can be taken, the perpetrator can be taken to court, but the child supports the guy.
And she's in the house, she's in the guy's house, and she's refusing to come to
they're
court.
taken to court, all of them, both of them. And the child will talk ill about her mother. And so in psychological point of view, we will say that, oh, maybe
she's safer
being there. But the Lord does not again allow this man to marry this girl.
So that is
so there's a problem.
Big challenge.
Big challenge. What will you do? You're a parent. And your child denies you and say, no, you're bad, you do what, he's giving me money, he's doing what, he has promised to take me back to school. What will you do?
Now, statistics have shown in 2010, they shown that 32% of girls get raped before they get to adulthood. Is the situation still that serious? Like the cases you handle, do they increase or have they reduced?
I don't know how to justify this.
Okay.
Many
from
times,
the area you work with.
Many times there are many unreported cases. So if it is, we talk of the number is low, does not mean, it does not guarantee, it's not justified. Because rape is seen as something that is a bad picture, is stigmatizing, is giving you so many
victims and not
so many survivors will not even show up, will not even talk about it. So I'd say it could be, the number could be more. At any given time, what I understand by rape is any penetration to the private or any object, either to the private without consent. It could be the mouth, anus, genitals.
So when you talk about like the violence against women, what has been your experience, through this? The cases, are they on the rise? Have they decreased? Because nowadays even men get battered, seriously. You've seen
violence, violence is big. Is it domestic violence? Is it sexual violence?
Violence is violence.
Violence is violence. The number is, it's more of 50-50. Because men are also being violated, but they don't show out. They don't come out openly because of the stigma and so many things. Recently we saw one of the VIP, a very senior person, leader, being violated. Of course he came out openly, and it was just a good example to others that people can come out when these things happen. I just give him a kudos for that, because to show out even to other guys that it can happen to anybody, and people took it positively.
So why is it that the victims don't like opening up? Say the rape victims, the gender-based violence victims. Why do they not open up?
There are so many reasons. One of them is stigma that we've said. Another thing could be stigma, self-stigma or the community stigma. Another thing is how would people take me? Will I get a man to marry me, or will I get a woman to marry me?
For the women?
Yes, for the women. It is that you've already overpowered, you feel like you are dirty, you've been raped. And again, we are all singular and unique. We are all different. We respond differently. Maybe she or he is in the process of accepting about the reality. So giving some time, it can take even 2 years, 10 years for her to show it out or to come out openly. So we are singular and unique.
Okay, singular and unique. Wow. Okay, today is like I'm in class. So through your experiences with the girls and with the women or the people who have been abused and things like that, do you think specifically for maybe the rape victims, is it something that they're able to recover from?
Just like I've said, singular and unique.
Yeah, so others take
It
time.
depends with the trauma to the extent of rape. How did you take yourself? How do you understand rape by yourself? Have you been feeling that those who have been raped are
It's their fault.
it's their fault?
Yeah.
Now you want to compare yourself. Did I do bad? Why did I go wrong? Why me? Why? I tend to believe that there are people outside there who should be raped because they put on miniskirt, because they walk at
They're
night.
trying to justify.
Yes. So it depends with the individual. How do you understand by the word rape in the first place?
So how do you help them restore their dignity, if at all?
Giving live experience testimonies, encouraging them if there's always life after this, and also try to tell them if you speak up about it, it makes you heal very fast and quickly.
Yeah.
If you keep it to yourself, and then maybe you hear somebody has been raped, or you see it on the TV that somebody has been raped, now it starts clinking back to yourself.
The images,
And now giving encouragement, and if possible, coming for somebody who is closer to you, whom you can share your problems with. And you explore what are the factors that predispose you to this rape. Not the causes, but factors that could you predispose to the rape. Is it walking alone at night? Following the shortcuts? Is it safe? Walking where maybe we're in a group of men, boarding a matatu, and you find it's at night and you're only the lady? Is it safe for you? Some question you have to question.
Sometimes it's like I saw a few, maybe was it last year or the other year before now, now people started speaking about it when a lady was being sexually violated in a matatu, I think, Githurai matatu, and all these things happened. So sometimes it's not safe even to be
everybody's even at workplace. Well, yeah, even at workplace. You could be violated by your fellow colleagues. And you feel stigmatized to talk about it.
Because these are people you know and
these are people you know, and how they take you. How do your juniors take about you?
Yeah. And the rape, is it more rampant for girls, or even boys are affected now?
Oh, even boys, even men.
Yeah.
They don't speak it. Because women have become even more violent than men.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
How is that?
How is that? I don't know what is happening.
Women have become aggressive. They're now violating men.
And then now the other thing is how do you help them cope with this? Now we should also tell them, how do you defend yourself when you are found in a circumstance that you find yourself at risk? Yeah, we tell them how you can defend yourself. What to do. You can scream. You can use what you have in your body. If it's fun, you can maybe hit somebody. You can remove your shoe and hit somebody. And if he overpowers you, then you negotiate. Okay, you want sex? We can do it safely. Do you have a condom? If he says yes or no, I prefer use. If he doesn't, relax. Let him have sex. Let go from it. Because now
you can't fight.
Yeah, you can't fight. Because the more you fight, the more you become rigid. The more you become even physically traumatized. He can even injure you with whatever he has, and even cause more harm.
So if you're not able to really fight back, then you just
relax.
You relax.
Yeah. I know it's not easy, and especially when these guys or these people, they even use they want you to suck their legs. It becomes so. So if you've never done that before, it's very
it's very. Because I remember that the last time we were talking, and you had this girl, let's call her Dorcas, and she'd been raped. I think at night. She was leaving the house, going to the washrooms outside the house, and then on her way back, she was raped on her doorstep. So it has nothing to do with what she was wearing.
Yeah, very short
where
distance.
She was.
Very, very short distance,
It's
and
just
it was
at home.
in the compound.
Yeah. So people should stop this stigmatizing that. That's, when something happens to the victim, then most likely they think the person was on the wrong, because sometimes they're just victim of circumstances, right? Okay. So now in the bigger scheme of things, what do you intend to achieve with your outreach or your program?
Oh, I have a big vision for this. How I wish the government should think about it deeply How I wish the government should set up a body to fight about this. How I wish it should be put in the budgets. The survivors of rape, they should also be considered. How do we wish even the insurance should insure these people? How I wish all people should be thought about, because it can happen to you, it can happen to me.
Yeah. So I was reading somewhere the victims of post-election violence, the women who were raped, and all these things. Like nobody even speaks about that.
Yes, nobody.
People care about these other things, but they're the group of people that really nobody speaks for. So what would you say about that?
I'm feeling for them. I want to feel for them. I empathize what they're going through. That's why I'm saying the government should do something. The government should think about them. If they are allocated the budget for this, I think Parliament should think about it. It can happen to you, it can happen to any other person. So being a victim of rape does not mean that you are labeled to one way or the other. It can happen in the bus, it can happen in the workplace, it can happen when you're walking. At tea time, somebody just drink like this, somebody has already put some drug, and you find yourself somewhere walking out.
So where, like in what areas now? In bars or in social places?
Yeah. Okay. And somebody who rapes you has been looking at marrying you for some time, even if it is 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
This person has been admiring you.
5 minutes is enough for a person to sit down and calculate
and say, okay, how she looks good. Oh, she looks good.
So sometimes, is it that a person looks good or hot? Because even kids are being violated. I mean, in diapers. So sometimes I think it's not really. That has nothing to do with the look or something like that.
I'm only saying the assumption.
Oh, yeah.
If this person has been, there's something which is really in his mind. Yeah. Either there's a way they look like somebody he has been admiring, or somebody who maybe has done something wrong to him. I don't know, but there's something which is clicking in his mind.
Yeah. Something that is really.
Because when you talk to the survivor, they'll tell you, yeah, this guy came to me and he wanted me to become his friend, or he wanted me to marry him. Okay. Now these are other scenarios of rape. Okay. But maybe they were traveling and you are seated, you've gone for a break. Now the guy comes to you, I've been looking at you seated right there. You're very beautiful. I want to marry you.
You're just traveling.
Yeah, you're traveling. You've just stopped for a break of tea. This man wants you. And then unfortunately, maybe as you continue the journey, the car breaks up in a bush. This man will be looking for you.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm worried. So now, parting short, what would you tell the rape victims out there, and maybe your advice to parents on how they can just make sure their kids are safe when they're out there?
To fellow parents like me, I think it's high time we should be with our children. We should get more advices and mentorship from people from all over. Maybe if there is a case on the TV, we should watch, listen to them. If we go to church, listen to what the testimonies are being said all over, so that we know how to nurture, how to become open with our children. Some of this happens because we are not very close to our children, and they tend to go out and seek refuge somewhere where they feel it's safe. Unfortunately, it's not safe for them. It's where the monster is. So for the parents, we should always be open with our children and try to share out. I know it's harsh, especially for the firstborns and second, because you're trying to balance. You don't want to explain that you're still a child. The child says that she's an adult, but you still have to nurture. We need more parenting guidelines. Yeah, that's what we are lacking. Mm-hmm. And for our fellow children, I mean the young girls, it's good to hold our horses. Guza speedy kidogo. Yeah. Just listen to the parents, listen to others.
The elders.
Yeah.
They've gone through that, they've gone through life, so they know what they're talking about. Yeah. I was just sharing with a colleague of mine a while ago. They know when we were young, there are things that our parents were my parents were very strict about. But now, that time it didn't make sense. I used to wonder, what's wrong with these old people?
Yes.
But now I'm grown, I'm like, they made a lot of sense.
And during our time, you'll not find a girl holding hands, walking alone.
So now that I'm grown and I'm a parent, whatever that time that I never understood what they're saying, now it does make a lot of sense to me. And a lot of the advertising stuff, I'm using them now as an adult. So it's a good thing to listen. Pay attention. Don't go to places where you're predisposed to danger or you're endangering your life. And school is important. Marriage, it's always there.
Yeah, if you find yourself in danger, you can SMS to somebody.
Yeah.
I've boarded this matatu number blah blah blah, and I'm seeing so many men inside. Please, just in case, just immediately. Or sometimes you can just pick a phone call, and if it's a taxi, you assume you're calling mom. Yeah, we just boarded KBS, blah blah blah, and I'm going. Even if nobody's talking to you, so the taxi guy will know already. You've given out a number to somebody else. So there are many defense mechanisms that you can try.
You can try.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're safe.
Yeah.
And if you can alight from that matatu, alight from that matatu.
Yeah.
And for young girls, early marriage,
Not
come on.
help.
Marriage comes at the right time. It's better that way. So just go to school, finish your education, be the best that you can be, so that you can be even a useful mother or a woman, whichever capacity you will be in the future. I'm glad you came today, Pacific.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you today. Next time? All right, thank you.
I'm always available. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. And until next time, I am Miryamme Ogutu. Bye-bye.